guys, so we are back again with another reading. I am so excited to do this. I felt spirit kind of breathing down my neck with this one, really wanting me to do it, which we love because those are usually the most powerful readings. So I'm really excited to bring you this, and it is what makes you special, what separates you from the crowd, what makes you different in a great way. We'll be going into like your talents, your energy, whatever spirit has to say about you. It's kind of open, so it will be really interesting to see what comes up. I can't wait to read for you guys. And today we are going to do a cookie spread. So these are some cookies I used from older readings, but I usually get 6 food things in like each shipment. They always do them in 6, so I'm gonna start reusing in the future anyway once I get kind of similar groups. And I love the cookies vibe, just like, I don't know, I've been like craving kind of cookies and like warmth lately. So these are going to be the piles. We're going to start from number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to show you up close. This one is like a Christmas sugar cookie number 1. It's kind of making me crave like December, hot cocoa, warm vibes. This one is just like a plain biscuit. It says Maria on it, so maybe if your name is Maria, that might be the one to go with. Number 3 is a heart-shaped one, again making me crave Valentine's Day. It's so nice outside, but like now I want like the cozy warmth. I guess you're always wanting what you can't have. And then this one is like a sugar cookie. They all just look really good and really like edible. They look super realistic, these cookies, for some reason. Of all the like fake food, these look so realistic. But yeah, so hopefully one is already calling out your name, calling to you, and you know which one to head to. If not, I always say, envision yourself surrounded in a bubble of white light, clear out all your worries and stress and try to like push it out from your mind, and just imagine yourself surrounded by this beautiful bubble of white light coming down from heaven. And then see which one enters your mind. It could be a number, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be the shape. You know, if it's a huge circle, you'll know it's number 2. If it's a small circle, you'll know it's number 4. Heart, obviously, or Christmas tree, you know which one to go to. But yeah, so whichever symbol you see, you'll know which one to pick. And you can also try closing your eyes, opening them, and seeing which one your eye automatically goes to. And also, I always find the one, it's almost like a magnetic pull for me, which one that I'm supposed to go to, where even if I try to look at another pile, I keep glancing back. So anyway, hopefully any of those techniques will work for you. I am going to be quiet now and let you guys meditate on which one you're going to go with. Okay, so hopefully you guys had time to decide. So we are gonna go ahead and jump into it. Let's go into pile 1. Hey, pile 1. So if you guys picked this Christmas shaped cookie, this is gonna be a reading. I love this cookie. It is making me like crave Christmas time and like snow and cozy winter, even though we're in June, and it's amazing. Yeah, I don't know, it's bringing out my feelings, but let's get into it. I felt compelled and called to pull your cards live while I'm doing the reading and not pre-pull, which is what I've been doing lately. So let's see what Spirit has to say. What makes pile 1 so special? What makes them special? What makes pile 1 special? Okay, so I feel like you guys may have been going through a hard time lately. And maybe things have been blocked for you a little bit. Woo! We got a lot of reversals. Okay. What makes pile 1 special? I feel like lately, so maybe the communication has been blocked for you guys. And there's been a lot of conflict and fighting, but what I'm getting is that this is like a period when you're supposed to be going through this for like learning reasons. You know, money might be blocked right now. Money might be hard to come by. Manifestation might be blocked, but that this is being done divinely to like teach you so that you can learn, so that you can have blessings in the end, celebration in the end. I feel like right now, this period that you're going through, you're supposed to be kind of deep in thinking, deep in thought, and things are going to shift and change soon. And you're going to go back into the luck energy and into more blessing type energy. But there were certain things in your life that have needed to end. Can you give us one final card for what pile ones makes them special? What makes them special? So I feel like you guys are really deep thinkers. That's the energy I'm getting from you guys. You guys really think so deeply about so much in your life. You guys are really sweet, sensitive type people, You guys are very, it's like you take on sometimes the weight of the world, I feel. Like sometimes something that would happen that someone else would just brush off and be like, oh, it's not really important. And you kind of really take it in and internalize it. But what I'm hearing is your sensitivity is your gift. And those hardships that you've been going through and the difficult times, they're all for a reason. They're all to teach you something, that you really can offer a lot of compassion and love to other people, because it's like you've been through a lot. You've had to fight. You've had to really like keep soldiering on, keep going through this difficult stuff. And this is all divinely appointed to teach you a lesson. This is a period, not a life sentence. This is a period of difficulty to teach you stuff. Like, I look back at certain hard times and I know for a fact, as difficult as it was, like, I am so grateful for those times, because that's when I learned the most. It's like how when you go to the gym, if you just go to the gym and you just have a blast and you chat with people and you're on your phone and you watch the TV, and maybe you even work out a little on like the lowest power, like maybe you go walk on the treadmill at like 1 mile per hour and you're just barely moving, and you have a great time and you leave feeling fabulous and you're like, oh, I worked out. You're never going to gain any muscle. You're going to look the total same. Nothing is going to change. You're not going to get stronger. And, you might feel really good and have a really great day. And you can even tell yourself like, well, I worked out. But you didn't really, target those muscles or grow any strength. That happens when you're in pain. When you leave the gym and you're like, oh my God, I can't sit down for a day. Or like, your thighs are just burning every time you go up the stairs, or your arms every time you lift up something tiny. You're like, whoa, I feel it. That is it's painful when it happens, but your muscles are getting bigger, and that's how you grow and get stronger. And so the thing is that this is why you guys have been going through this. Actually, the energy I'm picking up on, I literally almost want to cry. So I feel like you guys are like my emotional crowd. Maybe you guys are some Cancers. I have a Cancer moon, so we're vibing in that sense for sure. But like, I feel like you guys are so sensitive and so sweet, and that's so beautiful, I feel like you guys have this comforting, sweet, loving energy to bring to the world that actually I really do feel like you guys are going to be brought out somehow into the public, or you guys are going to be giving this like energy to other people, like on a public level. I feel like you guys are being held back from that right now, because we got the 6 of Wands reversed. So it's like you guys are not being brought out into the public, but it's kind of like you're being hidden backstage. When you have like an extra special performer, like sometimes, like I know Taylor Swift does this, where she'll have like some famous other person like Justin Timberlake, or I don't know, whoever else come out on stage with her and like do a duet. And she does that in like a lot of her shows. I don't know why Taylor Swift keeps getting brought up in my readings. I truly feel like maybe she'll file a restraining order against me soon, because I bring her up so much and I really have no idea why. But I know she does this, so it's like just popping into my mind. And it's like when you have one of those extra special performers that the crowd is going to go wild for, you can't just let them mill around backstage openly, or be in the front of the concert and kind of everyone's like, oh, I think they're coming up next. No, they have to be hidden at the very back, in the back room, far away from everyone, because everyone knows that when they get on stage, everyone's gonna lose their minds and be like, I really don't like Justin Timberlake, so it pains me to say this, but be like, oh my God, Justin Timberlake. Like, everyone is going to be so excited to see, to see that star. And I feel like that's what you guys are. Like when you guys are ready to come out into your moment, it's going to be like, it's over for you. You know how that is like an online joke where it's like, people will say like, when I finally do XYZ, it's going to be over for you guys. But that's like the truth. Like everyone is going to be, I feel like, so in shock when you guys come out publicly. You guys are ruminating a lot and spending a lot of time deep thinking. There's also this emphasis that you guys need to make sure you're getting your sleep. And I was just thinking about this the other day, that both the times when I've gone through like spiritual ascendancies, two things have happened at the same time. One, I've like not gotten any sleep, and two, I've lost weight just from being so stressed, because when I get stressed, I don't eat as much, because like, what's the point of even indulging in food when I have like 500 things in my mind? That's like, I barely focus on it. So I'll end up like grabbing, you know, a protein bar or something, but I won't end up eating as much as I normally would. So I end up like losing weight. I'm sleep deprived. My body is like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And I was like, that's so funny. It's such a weird correlation. They don't really tell you how taxing some of these spiritual ascendancies are. We definitely have a stereotype in our culture that spiritual ascendancy or whatever the word is like super peaceful, just blissed out, like, oh my God, this is awesome. For me, it's always been like me being like exhausted, hungry, like not having enough to eat, being like, oh my God, I don't have time to get food. Like, and so that's the thing. You guys do need to watch your health during those spiritual ascendancies, because you have to understand that even when you're sleeping, you're going to be doing a lot of spiritual work during this time, and it literally takes a toll on your body. There's other stuff going on in the other dimensions. You might not be like doing stuff in this dimension, but on the astral realm, you're like lifting weights, powerlifting. You're like with Arnold Schwarzenegger on like Muscle Beach in the 70s in like a, you know, wife beater top, like pumping iron. So you got to understand that you're going to be a little tired. You're going to be a little exhausted. And I feel like that's something that's been going on with you guys. And you might feel almost like I'm being punished, or this is such a negative period for you, but it's not. It's preparing you for a lot of greatness that I think is going to start coming in later. I think all those things are being blocked right now because you're needing to learn. And all this suffering that you're going through is going to prepare you to give your wisdom to other people. And people need your gift, is what I'm hearing, is like people really need it. It's very special, very important, very powerful. So yeah, keep on this road. I know it's difficult right now, and I know you're going through a little bit of hardship, and I know it's hard to stay positive. It's hard to keep your chin up when you're dealing with this stuff. Like, trust me, I get it, but know that it's going to be a positive outcome in the end. Can you tell us more, Spirit? What makes pile 1 special? What makes pile 1 special? Okay, so yeah, Spirit wants to like talk to you. We just got to the sea, so they want you to like check in with them. Spirit is checking in with you, even if you don't feel it. Oh, sorry. This is like the messiest card shuffle ever. Even if you don't feel it and you're like, well, I'm not feeling you around. Where are you? They're with you. They are for sure with you. They're actually working very closely with you right now. They're like, you know, obviously like all of us have spirit guides. All of us have people from the other side that are going to be around us. However, with you guys, they are really with you very powerfully right now. They are very close to you. They are very much around you, like even more so, you know, like I feel like when we're going through crises, that's when our guides know, and they will stay really close to us. And then when things are okay, sometimes they'll be like, okay, take care, I gotta go, I gotta check on someone else, like, you know. And so right now they are with you guys really closely. They are very excited about the work you guys are doing right now and the stuff that you have the potential to bring in. You guys have so much that you are going to bring to the world, and it is going to result in like abundance. And I also feel like a level of fame or recognition, like publicly, is going to come through for you guys. I also feel like you guys are good, like storytellers, kind of. Like you guys are good thinkers, storyteller. Oh my God, that's so weird. Thinker just popped out, and you can see I'm shuffling. I'm not a magician. I didn't like hide it in my sleeve. I'm not wearing sleeves. So yeah, you guys are so, and we just got observer, and that's very much your energy. Like you guys have, like the energy I'm getting is like you guys are like this kind of watchful, very like careful, deep thinkers. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like when everyone else is kind of being rambunctious, you're kind of observing, sitting back, taking it all in. And that is really going to be a huge gift for you guys, because you guys process things in a very intelligent and also unique way. Like something might happen to them and they're like, well, that was crazy. Oh, well. So anyway, and you guys don't do that. If something happens to you, you think about it, you process it, you spend time thinking it over. If you see an interaction, if you're out at like a coffee shop, you're going to be, watching the other interactions. You guys are very much like, not just intellectuals, but you process things almost the way like a writer would. Maybe some of you guys want to be writers. I could definitely see that, because it's like, I feel like you guys are almost like sitting in the corner, watching, taking it in, being very observant, very, very, like almost methodical about everything that happens. Something happens and you run it through the wheels of your mind, and it, like I was saying, I kind of lost my train of thought, but if you're sitting in a coffee shop watching an interaction, someone else just might be like, okay, they're having an argument, whatever. You're like, okay, they're having an argument and he said this and she said that. Oh, and then he mentioned this. Well, that's interesting. Her face is blah, blah, blah. And he's wearing this type of shirt. And like, you're so observant and you're so deep, a lot of people talk about people being fake deep, or I feel like a lot of people want to seem deep. You guys are really deep. You guys really do take in things on a very deep level, and never let someone make you feel like your observations are not that important, not that interesting, or like, well, everyone notices stuff, or everyone has thoughts. Like, yes, that's true, and everyone has all different kinds of qualities, like everyone can play sports, but Cristiano Ronaldo is really good at soccer, and just because I can kick a ball doesn't mean like he's not better at it, So you guys are very intelligent, very much deep observers, and this, like, I'm almost getting like a Libra or a Virgo vibe of just like taking things in, and in a very like, not slow way, but just you're very receptive, you don't like fight or push against it. You're very kind of, I'm putting this badly probably, but you're very open to like how the waters of life flow, I guess, and if something happens, you don't like push against it and get angry or like whatever. I mean, obviously we all get angry, but I just feel like you guys are very good at letting spirit kind of take the reins, Jesus take the wheel, and you kind of like take what life brings at you and you just experience it. And that's a real gift. And you guys, that one fell out as I was pulling this pile, and I feel like it is a message for you, because I do think you guys are very deeply aware and very much third eye chakra. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are psychic, because you have this kind of psychic energy to you. And there is a lot of power in that, there is so much, like, people don't think of that as necessarily as powerful, but it is so important. And no, don't be afraid if right now your life seems like it's not really moving forward. What I'm hearing is that it is moving forward, and in the near future, you're going to have to make a decision, and everything is going to kind of accelerate for you, Things are going to really move forward and really move in the direction you want. And I got material harvest. I feel like that is going to come a little bit later. See, you got 2 cards about needing to rest. That's really important. You guys do need to make sure you're resting, because like I was saying earlier, when you're going through these spiritual ascendancies, make sure that you're getting your sleep and eating to a certain extent. Like, make sure that you are getting enough calories and eating healthy foods, you know, not just fast food, but making sure that, you know, maybe you have a green smoothie or something that gives you a lot of vitamins. But you want to make sure that you're nurturing your body and having the time to sleep, and to, as much as it's difficult when we're going through these periods, it's just really critical and important that we like take care of our physical bodies so that our spiritual bodies can do all the work they need to do. But I feel like you guys are like planting the seeds right now, and then you're going to harvest later. And you might be feeling like, well, nothing's happening right now, but this is the seed planting time. I feel like you guys might have been betrayed by some people. There might have been some really disloyal people around you, or people who kind of used you. And I feel like maybe that has hurt you guys, or made you feel very, you know, like almost hopeless, or just kind of like you've been batted around by the universe. But again, know that this is a temporary period of sacrifice, and all these hardships that you've had happen are on purpose so that you guys can learn. So we got conflict and defeat, and it's like, yeah, like that stuff is happening for a reason. You are supposed to go through this period to grow, to learn, to you know, be aware of suffering in a different way. Because when we experience that stuff ourselves, it teaches us so much more than if we read it in a book or hear about it from someone else. So just know that that anything you're going through right now, or any difficulty, is actually going to bless you in the end. So it is going to be the major key. Yep. Like, you know, DJ Khaled style, like it is going to be major key for you. It says key, successful outcome to your problems, and crown, honor and respect will come to you. So like, you are also going to be due for respect. I feel like also a lot of people already kind of respect you, but I honestly think that you guys are going to come into some real prominence, or real, like, people are really going to respect you by the end of this. And it might be because you're going to be some kind of a public figure, so it's like even the haters won't be able to say like anything about you, or if they do, people will be like, well, I know you said they're really dumb, but you know, they wrote a famous best-selling book, so I don't know what you're talking about, you know? People could try to still betray you or whatever, but you are going to have some kind of like validation that no one can deny. So, yeah, so don't stress about it now. Know that that is what is going to come. I do think we just got angel, and you guys do have angels around you really strongly protecting you. I think also once you are ready to come into your abundance, which all these are such abundant cards. I mean, like, come on. I don't even need to go into all of them. You guys can see they're so abundant. And I feel like when things are going to shift, it's going to change so fast. You're going to be like shocked. You're going to be like, oh, what? Like, it's going to be quick. A lot of times, most of the time when someone's making a change in their life, it takes time for it to like start processing, start happening, you know, this step has to happen, and then that, and then slowly it builds. But with you guys, it's like you're planting the seeds now, and it's going to be a sudden change, sudden blessings, sudden harvest, and it's just going to happen so fast, and you guys are going to be like completely blown away, I feel. So let me get some more cards for pile one. What makes them special? What makes them special? Potential. Yes, you guys have so much potential. That's what I'm getting. You guys really have so much to bring. And enlightenment. That's what you guys are going through right now, to bring you into enlightenment, because you guys have a powerful message. So it's like you need to go through this period because you're not really quite ready right now for all the abundance and all the blessings that you guys are going to have heading your way. You may feel ready, and of course we're all like, I'm ready, bring me the money. But when I look back, like I remember when I was like 18, you know, I would like look online at like really expensive designer bags and stuff, and I kept thinking like, oh, my life would be perfect if I could just have like this bag, you know, if I could just get like, you know, an Hermes bag or something, or a really nice Chanel bag. But of course, if I'd gotten that, I would have wanted something else. I would have been like, well, I can't only have one. I want also this and I want that and blah, blah, blah. And if I had like won the lottery at that age, 1000%, I would have blown it on these stupid designer purses or like designer clothes or like taking trips around. And I actually know someone who inherited like $1 million. She was 19, I think, and like an aunt or someone that she didn't know passed away. So she moved out to LA. She started like, she had this super glamorous life, you know, everything you would dream of at age 20, 21, just like glamour, totally amazing dresses, clothes, all this stuff. And she literally ran through $1 million in like 3 years and had to move back home and had to start from zero. And granted, she has a good life. She's a hairdresser, so it's not like she's completely destitute, and we can all come back from that. But I mean, think about what she could have done with that $1 million if she'd invested it wisely, and if she had, you know, put it into investments or into stocks or whatever, bought income properties. You know, she would have been living a way better lifestyle now than she did then. And the thing is, that's why sometimes it's better to wait for your blessing so that you know how to use it, so that you're not just blowing it on random stuff to impress random people that don't matter, you know? And we need to go through those growing periods of hardship and learning so that we know how to handle it when the blessing comes, because sometimes the blessing is a lot to handle. That's why you hear about a lot of celebrities kind of going crazy or running through all their money and having nothing going on. So, you know, I know this period has been difficult, but you guys are coming into so many blessings. Like, you got miracles, delight, abundance. I mean, potential. Like, it's just amazing. I'm so happy for you guys because I know you guys have been going through this hardship, this period of like going through the desert, kind of like. It's been difficult. You've been going through the wilderness. You've been kind of wondering when things are going to improve. And I'm hearing they are going to improve. It depends, because this is a general reading. And so Spirit is telling me not to give a timeline. Can I get a timeline though? Maybe like a few months, they're saying, like maybe 3-6 months, but it will depend on each person. Whenever you come across this reading, it is a timeless reading, so it works for whenever you get it. But I feel like you guys are it's almost like you're in incubation. You know, when you're like at least for me in my elementary school, we hatched eggs when we were like 6, and you would put the eggs in their little incubator, and it was like a little light shining on it, like a light bulb giving it heat, and there was like straw or grass or whatever in the container, and you just watch the eggs and they would slowly grow and then they would hatch. And I feel like that's what you guys are in right now. You guys are in that little egg growing so powerfully, and then there's going to be that moment, and whenever the eggs would hatch, it would happen so quick. Like someone would be like, oh my God, one of the eggs is hatching, and everyone would run over, and within a few minutes, you know, that egg would be hatched, the bird would be out, and it was almost like if you missed it, if you were like out to go into the bathroom or at recess or whatever, you would totally miss the egg hatching. And so that's like what is going to go on for you. You guys are growing right now. And once you're ready to come into this, it's going to happen quickly. It's going to happen with abundance. It's going to happen so fast. And you guys are just going to be blown away by the blessing. You're going to be like, I didn't even know I deserved this. But I feel like you guys, many of you really are going to be public figures because you have a message for the world. You have like wisdom and a message for the world. A lot of you guys could be writers, or, you know, you guys, again, you're like deep thinkers. You're very deep thinkers. We got magical blessings. Telling you, I mean, this reading is so clear. So can you give us some more information about what makes Pile 1 special? What makes Pile 1 special? Journey. So I feel like for many of you, this journey could be different, and maybe they don't want to be too specific about it, like, and tell you guys specific things, because many of you maybe could be good at different areas. But I do feel like there is this aspect of you guys being just really good thinkers, you know, and that you guys have this like message to send the world and to put out in public. Can you tell us what pile 1 is good at? What are pile 1's talents, or what makes them special? Healing. I do think you guys put out a healing energy to the world. Like, something about your words is very healing, very restorative. You guys have this sweetness, this beautiful energy about you that's really lovely and is going to like really inspire people. Maybe some of you do divination work or tarot or some kind of psychic work. I don't know. But know that it is healing. Just your presence is healing. Something else I'm getting is, we got moderation, which says, is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say a little bit of what you fancy is fine. So I think I am getting a reminder throughout this just to watch your health. So again, make sure you're eating enough and make sure you are eating healthy stuff and not overeating, because that can also be bad for your body. Just keeping yourself in good health. You know what I mean? Like trying to eat enough vitamins and nutrients. I personally like to eat organic, and I try to stay away from GMOs and stuff, and all of that jazz, because I think that, it's way healthier. So to each their own, and whatever you guys feel comfortable with doing. But I do think that sometimes when we eat really well, like we eat really healthy, vibrant stuff that fills us with energy, and we're full of those beautiful nutrients, it's like we're so full of life, and we're able, for me at least, I'm able to access my energy a lot better when I've had like a really delicious, big, beautiful meal full of like healthy stuff, like full of fruits or veggies, and so I just think that's maybe something to focus on, is like making sure that you have enough nutrients, vitamins, you're feeding yourself well, and you're sleeping enough, and all the health things, maybe that you're working out, because again, going through these spiritual ascendancies, they are difficult and they can be very taxing on the body. So just make sure that you are monitoring your health to a certain extent, making sure that you are, eating enough, having the nutrients that you need, and also sleeping and keeping your body in good shape, and working out so you have those endorphins. So, because that adds so much for health. So let me get more cards. What makes pile 1 special? What makes pile 1 special? Blossoming abundance. All they want to talk about is like that you guys have a lot of great stuff coming in. So what makes pile 1 special? Victory. So you guys are going through this period of hardship, but they want you to know that it is going to end. It is going to be taken care of. And again, I'm getting Libra energy. So you guys might do something like a job that does involve writing somehow, or does involve the law, or does involve like legal stuff. And if you guys are walking away from something right now, know that it is going to lead to blessings and abundance, and you guys are going to come into so much wonderful stuff. I just think that you guys have been going through it a little bit, and you guys may feel like, what's the point of this? Or I'm being punished, but you're not. You're being prepared for greatness and for the blessings that want to come in. You guys have a really powerful message to spread to the world. You guys have, when you speak, you don't realize it's a blessing. And one of my favorite quotes that I say a lot in these readings, but it's from A$AP Rocky and the song Peso, and it's just to kick it is a blessing. And I just love that, and I love the way he sings it. Because it's like, it is a reminder that like he's kind of bragging, but he's like, just to kick it with us is a blessing. You are blessed by being in like my presence. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like for you guys have a beautiful energy to you. I feel like sometimes some of you hold it back because again, there's like this shyness, or it's almost like you guys are holding yourself back until you feel fully ready, which I'm hearing from Spirit is totally fine. Don't feel like, sometimes if someone's a little shy or introverted, people will be like, well, you got to put yourself out there, and it's like, well, no, if that's what works for you and you're introverted and that's working for you and that's how you like to be, then keep doing it, and good for you. We don't all have to be the same way. I'm kind of an extrovert, but if someone's an introvert and that's their beautiful energy that they're putting out there, then that's great. And sometimes I go into introvert mode once in a while, but it's like, to each their own, you know. We all have a beautiful energy and blessing to bring to this world. So don't let anyone make you feel like there's something wrong if you guys are feeling a little shy or you feeling like you don't really want to talk. I know for me, there's been periods like when Saturn was transiting through my 12th house where I just wanted to be like alone, kind of hidden away from the world. And that was like a stage I needed to go through. And it was like preparing me for, you know, blessings in the future. So it's like, listen to your heart and trust yourself. And I think something that's coming through really strong is just kind of being easy on yourself and not being hard on yourself. There might be people when you're going through these like learning periods in your life, there's a lot of people that will kind of judge you of like, oh, so you're not doing anything? Oh, well, this person started a company and they're blah, 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 and they're doing this, and you're still in school, or, and you're, you know, living at home, or you're, you know, at this like mid-level job and you're not really changing anything. Oh, that's embarrassing. And it's like, that doesn't matter. They don't know your plan. The plan Spirit has for you is going to be to bless you. And I feel like it is something with you communicating on like a public level. So again, it could be writing, could be a YouTube channel or something like that. But I feel like you guys are going to give hope. It could even be being like a therapist or something, but there's some aspect of like working with the public, because again, you guys have this very, like, I feel like you guys are also very wise, very kind of watchful. Like, it's like you guys are very observant and you internalize this stuff and kind of run it through like your own mind and like your little algorithm that you have, and then you come out with like these wise little statements, and it's a really beautiful energy. So again, I just don't want anyone to make you feel bad or feel like you have to be different or flashier or anything. Know that you're just as good as you are, and Spirit's very happy with you. Other people might get on you and say that you have to be doing XYZ, but Spirit is really pleased, and Spirit's the only one that matters. Spirit is like the head principal of the principal of the principal of the superintendent of the principal and the president, and so they're in charge. So, you know, you can tell them if they're like, well, I don't think you're doing a good job. It's like, well, take it up with Spirit, because he's in charge, not you. And that's it. So he's happy with me, and that's all that matters. And that's literally what's going on. Like, you know, you are being prepared for greatness. You are being prepared to come into that. Know that you guys have this powerful, beautiful blessing to share with the world, and you're going to be rewarded for that. Once you get into the place, I think right now, like I said, this is like the metaphor of like when Justin Timberlake was being held backstage at the Taylor Swift show, and then he comes on stage and everyone cheers, and they had to hold him back because they didn't need everyone going crazy for him, you know, like 2 minutes into her concert. So you're being held back right now, and then when it's your moment to go public, it's gonna happen fast, it's gonna happen quick, and you guys are going to find a platform, and people are really going to appreciate what you're putting out there, and you're going to come into so much abundance, and I'm so excited for you guys. You guys can cut me a check when this all comes in, because you're going to have some extra money. So, you know, you can just send it to my P.O. box. It's cool. I'm just kidding, obviously. But like, seriously, you guys are going to have money. You guys are going to have fun, abundance, beautiful life coming in, and I'm just loving to see it because you guys have a beautiful energy. And I really think your manifestations and stuff you might have been trying to do right now, like, it's being deliberately blocked. So maybe you were like, well, I've been trying to manifest money, I've been doing XYZ manifestation work, and yet it hasn't happened. Maybe some of you have been doing like candle magic or something. I don't know, I'm seeing that. But it's like, so you're like, okay, and it's not working. Well, that's because it's being blocked by like the higher power, you know. I mean, yes, like some of that stuff can work, but if your spirit guides and the angels and Spirit is saying not now, that's not going to do anything, you know what I mean? So it's going to be divinely timed, and then your manifestations will be able to like pour through. It's just being like held back for the moment. That doesn't mean it's being blocked permanently. Like I said, like when Taylor Swift puts Justin Timberlake in a little tiny room backstage, she's not locking him up there for good. It's not like, sorry, now you're in this dungeon for life. It's like he's temporarily placed back there so that when he comes out, it's going to be a huge impact and everyone's going to go crazy and be excited, and it's going to be the right timing. So know that you guys aren't in this period of like learning and having to kind of hide away a little bit permanently. This is just for right now. And when you're ready for this abundance, it's going to happen so fast. And I am just so excited because you guys definitely deserve it. And it's going to be so beautiful. So I really hope that resonated, you guys. Please let me know if it did. Please let me know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. And I will be back shortly with another video. But again, I love hearing if it resonated. So let me know if you feel like it. You guys are good writers, so you know, you can type me a little something. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you so much love and light, guys. Bye. Hey, Paul too. So if you guys pick this beautiful biscuit, this is going to be your reading. It says Maria on it, so maybe some of your names are Maria, but yeah, it looks really good. Let's get into the cards. I decided to shuffle them while I'm doing the reading. I just felt called to do that. So what are pile two's special talents? What are pile two's special talents? What makes pile two special? What makes pile two special? What makes pile two special? So I feel like you guys have been dealing with a lot right now. We're not getting so many cards about what makes you special, and we're getting a lot of cards about like you guys going through some hardships, maybe people deceiving or lying to you, or you guys having to deal with a lot of fighting. Can you please tell us what's going on for pile two, the Maria biscuit? What makes them special? So yeah, they're just talking to me about how much you guys have dealt with kind of like this dishonest energy, lying energy. Okay, so we have a happy ending in the end. Now we're getting some more positive cards, but what makes pile two special? Can you please tell us? So you guys have been going through a lot. You guys are dealing with a lot of like people coming against you, a lot of changes and stuff. But you guys have a ton of energy, and that's something that is really special about you. You guys have a ton of like powerful energy about you. You are able to go after what you want and really achieve it. And so I feel like you guys have been almost, it's like you're being like toughened up, or you guys are being put through this period of a lot of learning to make you strong. Like specifically, it's that you're almost being tested to see how much you can take. And also because you have this inner core of strength. I feel like some of you guys might be Capricorn or have Saturn, because I feel that you guys have been through so much and you guys are still standing on the other side. You guys are still strong. So it's like you have this inner core of strength that like nothing can bring you down no matter what happens. Nothing can like actually break you no matter how many people have tried, and a lot of people have tried, but you guys still stay like strong and powerful. I'm going to pull some more cards, but can you please tell us what makes pile two special? Okay, so we just got orphaned. So you guys might have issues with your family, or like your parents were difficult people, like narcissists or something. And so it might have been a really difficult childhood that you guys went through. And, you know, you might be wondering like, why did all that stuff happen? Why did I have to go through that? But the thing is that what Spirit is saying is that you guys are super resilient, and a lot of things had to be taken out of your life because it was dysfunctional. You guys have another blessing that is going to come in. And you needed to, and we just got go the distance, you guys needed to have this stuff removed from your life, and you needed to have it taken out. But one thing that makes you guys really special and different is that you guys are really strong. You guys are like tough. You guys are like, you know, like a motorcycle gang person from the 70s. Like, you know, you'll see photos of those guys and they're like all grizzled and they have tattoos and they're like, they look like you would never want to like face them in like a dark alley. And I'm not saying you guys look physically like that, but like spiritually, that's what you guys are like. You guys are like tough. And it's actually, people might think that, and people might not get that impression of you. Sometimes they might meet you and be like, it's just a random girl or something. But the fact is that on the inside, you guys are like 6'8", tattooed, covered in like muscles, like grizzled. You guys have been through the ringer. You guys are tough on the inside. So people can come against you at their own peril. They might not know that you guys also have like this karma around you, like a good karma kind of shield. So it's like if they come against you, they are going to face bad karma is what I'm getting. And you guys are very adaptable. You guys have adjusted to all the stuff that like life has thrown at you. So even though you guys have been faced with a lot, you still stay like shining. You still stay strong and still stay like you just keep going. It's like no matter what, which is, you know, maybe doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it really is a big deal, because I feel like a lot of people would have given up a lot earlier. They wouldn't have been able to take all the stuff that you guys have been through. They wouldn't have been able to be as strong. See, this is what we just got, and I feel like that's what you guys are. Like, look at this muscle on this angel. Like, this angel did not need to come out looking like a Calvin Klein model, like total muscles everywhere, six-pack. But anyway, just saying, whoever drew this, but I don't get that card like ever. I don't think I've ever gotten it before, but that's kind of weird because I don't know why I've never gotten that card. But you know, for me, what's sticking up is like, this is what I was saying, is you guys on the inside are like super muscular and tough, and that's the angel. Like, he's like, you know, he's like oiled up, he's showing off his muscles. You know, he knows he's got what's going on. He knows he put in those hours at the gym, and that's what you guys are like. So you guys, you know, don't be afraid of what you guys are going through, because know that no matter what, you guys are going to stay really strong. You guys have so much strength inside of you, and I do think you guys are going to be coming into more of a period of blessings. You guys are, you guys have been definitely going through it, but it's like you guys have kind of withstood the test. You guys have been through so much, and yet you're still strong. You're still standing. I'm hearing that song, I'm Still Standing, by Elton John. So it's like, you know, they might have tried to take you out, but they didn't know what they were messing with. And so you guys are still there. You're still kicking. You're still going. And that, it's in and of itself is such a strength. You know, that is definitely like Capricorn, Saturn type energy, where like everything gets thrown at you and you still come out. You know, sometimes there'll be footage, or at least I've seen footage like this, of like someone buried in an avalanche, and everyone's like, oh my God, they're dead. Like, there's no way they can survive. And then you'll see like a hand shoot out of the snow, and then the person's like waving around or digging their way out. And next thing you know, they're like hoisting themselves up, and everyone's like, oh my God, how are you still there? And that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Like, you guys have had so much thrown at you. You guys have been through so much, and yet you're still going. You know, it's like, you can't take me out that easy. You know, I feel like it's like, who is it? Like 50 Cent, who's been shot like 9 times or something, and he's still going. And if anything, I think he was shot in the jaw, and it made him like a better rapper, because he has this weird like drawl thing that he does, and it made like his rap sound really cool. So that's the thing, is they didn't even know that they can keep coming at you, but it's actually blessing you. It's like, bring it on, baby. I love it, you know, because you're just going to be blessed every time someone comes against you. So what makes you guys special? What makes Pile 2 special? I feel like you guys keep positive and stuff. For the most part, you guys try to stay really positive, and you try to like not let things bring you down. Even when things are difficult, you make the effort of like, okay, what can I think of that will make me feel good? What can I think of? that will, that will put me in a better mood or a positive way to look at this situation. And so that has helped you a lot, is what I'm hearing, is like, you don't even realize that when you do that, you are doing very powerful work. And so like, you should be very proud of yourself. Spirit is very proud of you for doing all of that, for staying so positive. And I just dropped 2 cards, but so I feel like, yeah, we just got karma, and that's what I was saying. Haystack is like karma, and you guys have really good karma. I feel you guys have a karmic shield of protection around you. That's like, people might not know that. I'm seeing, like, you know how some, like at some yards, if you're going on a walk, you'll see a sign that's like electric fence, and it's like an electronic thing that like we don't see as humans, but like the dogs can sense it. If they run up against it, it'll be like, whoa, and they feel the energy pushing them back. And that's kind of like the karma. Like, people don't realize that you guys are spiritually protected, and that's kind of, that's kind of good in a way, because it's like they're going to show their true colors. If they knew the level of spiritual protection you have, I guarantee they would never come against you. They'd probably be like kissing your behind, and they'd be like going out of their way, like, oh my God, I love you so much, you're so fun, you're so nice. But instead they see you and they think like, oh, I can mess with that person, and they don't even realize that it's like, well, you just really screwed up things for yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself, as DJ Khaled would say. Like, you really made the wrong choice today. And so that's, they're not aware of that, and they kind of sometimes think you might be somehow easy to take advantage of, or they just don't treat you right. And again, a lot of this might have to do with your family, I'm getting. You might have family members that are like disrespectful, rude to you, whatever. And I feel like that's something you had to kind of unlearn, but you guys are doing that spiritual heavy lifting, the spiritual work. You guys are willing to put in the time, willing to put in the hours, and it is going to pay off. Spirit is really impressed with how you just keep taking those knocks. Like, someone just kind of comes against you. I'm seeing someone like a boxer in a ring who's like punched in the face, and then they get punched in the side, and then they just keep going, and they just don't back down, and they are just like, hit me again, sure, why not? And so you guys have a lot of bravery too. You guys are willing to take that stuff. And I do think because of that, you guys are going to have changes come in, and you're going to have more blessings brought in, because it's like you guys have passed the test, and you've shown such like courage and strength. I don't know if I said courage or bravery, but I just got this card right after. So you are going to have blessings come in. And I do feel like you guys are going to find people that you can be close to. I feel like sometimes you guys get lonely and feel like you don't have anyone, or the people that you had were betraying you or didn't treat you right. And what I'm hearing is that you are going to be rewarded, and you are going to have those things brought in for you, and it's going to be the kind of family that you wanted or you dreamed of. But I think that something that I really like is like the quote that's coming to mind right now is like, be soft, don't let the world make you hard. I feel like that's the thing, is like, you guys are tough and strong and brave, but you're not cruel, you're not closed off, you're still open, you are still sweet souls that like, are not going to be blocked off or be really mean to someone or be nasty or be like, hey, or be defensive. You guys have been through it, and yet you still keep your like soft ooey gooey center, in a way. You guys aren't really soft ooey gooey, but it's like you guys still stay kind, sweet, loving, and because of that, I think you're going to be rewarded with the kind of family situation that you would like and that you've been dreaming of. I really think that that's coming in, because I keep getting an emphasis on family for you guys. So yeah, I think that you guys are going to be surrounded by the kind of friends, family, maybe relationship you guys want, because it's like you've had to kind of take all these difficulties. But I noticed that in so many people that end up going for great things is they have to go through like so much for some reason. A lot of those people have Saturn majorly aspecting some part of their chart, like the midheaven or the ascendant. But you guys definitely, I feel like, have been being schooled by Saturn for a long time. And that's something that a lot of times happens, as difficult as it is, before someone is going to have success. So, I feel like You guys have to, the only thing is like, make sure that some of these negative people that I feel like tell you stuff like you're not good enough or you're stupid or blah, 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 make sure that you don't let them kind of seep into your mind, because I do feel like you guys have some negativity around you, some kind of nasty people, and those might be the people causing you kind of pain. Like, I feel like if you are like, well, why is this going wrong in my life? And why is that going wrong? And you don't really know why. A lot of it has to do with these people who are around you who don't have your best intentions. And sometimes this happens when people see our potential. It would be really nice if someone saw that we had a lot of potential and they reacted by being like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I can't wait to celebrate with you. And like, you know, like, oh, let me be on your cheer team and whatever. But usually it's the opposite. When someone sees our potential, a lot of times they're like, well, you're not so special. Well, you don't deserve it. Well, I should be getting this. Like, it's like this weirdly competitive thing that kicks in. So the thing is that know that if people are coming against you, it's because they see the potential you guys have, and don't let it seep down into your soul. You guys have been through a lot, but I want you guys, oh, we just got envy. That's what I'm talking about. You guys have some envy energy surrounding you, and I want you guys to stay really positive, and I want you guys to stay knowing and trusting yourself and not giving in if someone, you know, wants to create a negative narrative around you. A lot of times when people say that they, you know, they have a problem with us, what it really is, if they were being honest, is like, I have a problem with you not because you did this and blah, 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 but because I can see your potential and it makes me really insecure because I don't think I have that kind of a destiny. So you guys should really take it with a grain of salt if anyone is coming against you or telling you that, you know, you're doing XYZ wrong. It's like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that's your opinion, but everyone has opinions. And who made you? I'm like, I always say in my mind, this is me because I can be a little feisty. I always say, like, I'm sorry, are you the judge? Who made you the president? Was I like missing it? Was I wasn't aware that happened, that you suddenly became the king or queen of the world and like your life is perfect and you get to pass judgment on me. Because a lot of times the people passing judgment, it's like, well, what's going on in your life? Because let's take a look there. Do you have everything perfect? Are you making millions of dollars and also have a great relationship and also, you know, everyone loves you and you have a ton of friends and your life's really happy and blah, blah, blah. It's like, then you focus on yourself. Okay. And when you get to that level, then you can tell me what to do. Then you can give me your advice. When you have conflict and discord in your life, I don't really want to hear your opinion, to be honest. Like, let me know once you've manifested like a fantastic, amazing dream life. And then you can give me your opinion and criticize every detail of mine. But until then, just keep it to yourself. And I would guess, because a lot of the people, this is why I'm saying this, because it's like, I'm not trying to judge anyone who doesn't have the money yet or is working on life. I get it. I mean, same. But the thing is that a lot of the people that will be the loudest with their opinions and will be the most scolding and will be like, I can't believe you're doing that. Well, that's a really dumb move. Well, you should be doing this. Well, why aren't you there? Those are the people that will have the most janky stuff going on in their life, like conflict all around them, people that dislike them, like they can't go anywhere without getting into a fight or an argument. And that's why they direct that energy towards you, because they love fighting, they love arguing. But it's like, okay, so your life sucks. Like, just being honest, sorry, but I don't want to be in a fighting all the time energy. So your energy is not a good one that I want to take advice from. You know what I mean? And so for that reason, keep your advice to yourself. I feel like a lot of the people around you are in that energy where they criticize you, but they don't actually have everything figured out. It's not like they are living this amazing dream-worthy, like Instagram perfect life, and then they're criticizing you on the side. They have like janked up situations, you know, fighting, conflict, people mad at them, and yet they want to come to you and criticize you and pick you apart. So that's the time to put up that boundary and be like, okay, thank you for your opinion. Bye. Anyway, anything else? Okay. Really interesting. Thank you so much for telling me, and I'm going to go. Like, just don't even take it in. Just kind of, oh, wow. So, you know, I always say, like, I had someone in my life who was like an older man who who would dress in like the most, like, I mean, I wouldn't even care usually, but this person was always criticizing how I dressed, my appearance, and, you know, some of the styles I would wear that were like more, I guess, avant-garde. And they would kind of make fun of it or make comments about like my fingernails or about other things, and just kind of like nasty, you know, just nitpicky comments. And I was like, finally I said, you know, like, not everyone can be as fashionable as you. Not everyone can wear khakis everywhere, and not everyone can wear, you know, old plaid button downs from like the 1980s and, you know, beat up old leather shoes. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure Anna Wintour would be thrilled and impressed with your outfit, but I'm just going to wear what works for me, and you can keep your opinion to yourself. And that kind of shut it down, you know? And I feel like that's kind of the energy, like this person is hating on you for whatever reason. And just take it as a reflection on them and just push back in your head. Like, let them say whatever to you. And again, I mean, I kind of went off in that moment, but most of the time I just be like, yeah, well, and I just say, not everyone can be as fashionable as you. And, you know, that comment was enough. They knew what it meant, and they kind of started shutting up. So the thing is that, you know, just be aware that if you have people hating on you, coming against you, it's their opinion. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I mean, a lot of people are wrong in this world. You know what I mean? So many people like do things that I don't agree with, but am I going to give my life over to them and let them decide to run things for me? No, that's why we are all given our life to choose and decide. And I just think you guys have had a lot of people coming against you, but you guys are coming into abundance. You guys have this beautiful, strong energy. You guys are in the process of working through it, pushing through it. And I feel like your strength is a huge asset. Like, again, a lot of people would have given in way earlier. A lot of people would not have been able to take this level of, I almost want to say some of it's like abusive, or just people being really rude, mean, nasty to you, judgmental. And the thing is that you are going to be blessed because of it. You don't realize that you're adding this to your karmic tank. You just have to get out of yourself, to get yourself out of this situation and remove yourself and pull yourself out of it a little bit. Because I do think these people are pulling you down, but it's because they're jealous of you, you know? Like, I felt like with that guy who was like an older guy who kept criticizing my clothes and stuff. It's like, he wouldn't have been so pressed about my clothes if he wasn't somehow intimidated or had an issue. Because, like, I don't care if you want to wear khakis or plaid or whatever. I don't care. Why would it bother me? You know, the only reason you come and criticize someone is because it's like triggered you, or you're jealous, or there's some weird competition thing going on, something bizarre. So the thing is that recognize that, and when they come at you next time with this kind of weird attitude of trying to be super critical towards you, trying to be really nasty to you, just block it out. Like, don't take it on. Don't, you know, and I feel like once you do that, your manifestation is going to start happening. The problem is this person kind of gets in your head and kind of like tinkers around in there and like plants little seeds of like, that book you're reading is stupid, or your job is really low level, and you should be doing something better. You're kind of dumb, or you're not that good at that. You actually have a ton of strength, and you bring a lot to the table is what I'm getting. You guys have a lot of spiritual strength and real power inside of you. So, you know, this person is entitled to their opinion, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that think a million things that are totally wrong. And so the point is, you don't have to take it on and just block it out. You guys are very strong, very powerful. And I think once you extricate yourself from this situation, you are going to, come into blessings because you've been accumulating karma, but you're also going to become really good at manifestors and really good at, just manifesting, making things happen for yourself, you know? So it might be good for the time being to start plucking these people kind of out of your life as much as you can, just extricating yourself or putting boundaries up or limits with them. Because I think that you guys have a very beautiful, peaceful energy that is very, almost restful, and it's very pleasant. Like, me tapping into your energy, it feels almost like a meadow or something. Like, it feels very, rejuvenating, peaceful. And you guys did get the nature card. I feel like connecting to nature might be very important for you. Like going, obviously, especially if you're a single woman, be safe and carry pepper spray if you can, or, have people know your location when you're going on like a hike or something, or alone. But if you can go connect with nature and spend time like by yourself in nature, I feel like that would be really good for you guys. Because I feel like sometimes this person just disrupts your sense of self and takes you out of it. But the reality is you guys have such a beautiful energy. You guys have such a strength to you and a peace and a very spiritually powerful. You guys might have like incarnated on this earth a few times and be very ascended, because I feel that you guys are actually super wise. And you might feel like, well, why was I put in this situation then if I'm so wise? Because that's what happens. Like, it's like, when you take a test in 12th grade, it's going to be way harder than the test you take in first grade. You know what I mean? You take the test that you took in first grade in your senior year, you're going to be like, this is the easiest thing ever. And so the more we ascend, the harder the lessons get. I know it kind of stinks. We all think of like ascending as like perfect, everything's amazing. And you do, you learn things, certain things get a lot easier, but the lessons tend to get more difficult, So you guys are learning this lesson of how to handle these difficult, hating people. And I think you are going to master it, figure it out. And then your manifestations are going to be like, unimpeded, It's almost like you guys have been, like I was reading that like football teams, when they play in Denver at the Colorado like stadiums, they're like in Denver, which is very high altitude. And so all the other football teams have serious issues playing there. And there's a natural advantage for the Colorado team. And that's because the Colorado team trains at high altitudes. It's a lot harder to breathe in high altitudes with like the oxygen or something. Don't at me if that's wrong, but that's what I thought it was. So as difficult as it is for them during the training, they have an advantage on their court, and especially when they get off their court and go play with someone else, because their body's adjusted to absorb a lot more oxygen and all this stuff. So the thing is that, you guys don't realize that this situation, which is very oppressive, is actually building those spiritual muscles so that once it's removed, you're going to be so much stronger. I'm also seeing someone like, how like athletes will train with like a heavy weighted vest or something to teach them how to like run faster, or they'll do things to like obstruct their ability so that their muscles have to work like way harder. And that's kind of what's going on with you guys. You guys are building these manifestation muscles and working on yourself spiritually. And when this situation is removed from your life, which I do think it's kind of on your end, you have to make a choice and you guys have to like start actively moving towards that. And I totally understand, by the way, if you're like financially linked to this person or you're living with them and you don't have the option to move out, that is life. And I totally fully understand, no judgment at all. And that's sometimes how it has to go. But, when we set that intention and pray on it every day, or meditate on it every day, or manifest it every day, and we send that powerful message to spirit and repeatedly ask them, please get me out of this. Please help me, move to a new place, or please blah, blah, blah. Like, they listen. And so it might take a while to happen, but if you set that intention of like, I want this person out of my life, I want to safely remove them from my life, I want to safely get myself into a new living situation or into a new job or whatever it is, whoever this person is, that can happen. It just takes some time. So I feel like once you guys make that decision, you are going to be able to manifest things quick. Things are going to happen quickly. You guys are strong, powerful manifestors, and you're being put through this process to make you stronger. And I feel like you guys are at the level now where it's like your muscles are pretty big, you're pretty strong. You guys, you can move on now. We don't need to be in this difficult training session. It's time to take the gloves off and let you guys fly and let you guys really experience a joyful period. And I do think that's coming very rapidly in for you guys. I would say pretty soon, within the next few months or in the next year, it's going to really switch and you're going to be like, oh, wow. Like, and you're going to be really amazed by how quickly it can change and how much better your life will be after this. Because you guys, again, do have really positive karma, which means, you know, when we have that positive karma, a lot of times we'll get blessed in ways we never expected. It'll just be like, oh, random blessing, random blessing, random blessing. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. You know, your friend that's like been looking for a man and like hunting for one for like forever, and you'll find one like super quick as soon as you're out on the dating market, because we have this karma built up. You know what I mean? That's like bringing in stuff really fast. And of course, we can also, you know, not meet a man right away, but it's divine timing. So lots of reasons why something might be held up. But I just think in your case, the manifestations are going to happen very fast is what I'm getting. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated. I love hearing your stories, and I'm very curious about you guys, pile 2. So please let me know, and make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I post every few days, so if you want to see more videos, make sure you are subbed. And I am sending you guys so much love and light. I know you can get through this. You guys are physically and spiritually very strong, like a bodybuilder or something. So just have confidence in that. Know that you guys got this. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you love and light. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile 3. So if you guys picked this heart-shaped cookie, this is going to be your reading. This cookie is giving me Valentine's vibes. It's definitely making me miss that time of year, like cozy winter. But anyway, so let's get into it. I actually wanted to shuffle live and see what comes up for you guys. I just felt the urge to shuffle live this time. What makes pile 3 special? What makes pile 3 special? What makes pile 3 special? So we got the Emperor, we got the Knight of Wands reversed, we got the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the Star, the World. You guys have a lot of potential. A lot of potential. And possibly some kind of a public presence I'm getting. But I feel like you guys also have some kind of oppressive fighting figures around you where there's been like conflict or people have been lying to you. So can we get more cards about what makes pile 3 special? The heart-shaped cookie. Okay, so we got the High Priestess reversed. What makes pile 3 special? Interesting. So I feel like, yeah, you guys have had some opposition, but I think it's because people see your potential. You might be destined for some kind of a public role is what I'm getting, some kind of a public situation. And I feel like you guys are coming into more of a season of kind of luck, but you've had these oppressive figures around you. You might have had some like difficult male energy in particular, so like a difficult boss or a father or something. But you guys are like good communicators. You guys have a lot of natural energy to you. And I feel like you guys are at the beginning of like this new stage, this new thing, and you are going to come into some abundance. I feel like you guys have been looking for something to focus on, looking for something to kind of dedicate your energy to. And there's this deceptive energy kind of hanging around you, blocking it. So it might have been people in your life who were lying to you, not telling the truth. It could have been a friend group that kept you distracted. It could have been a friend group that was always asking you to go out and like drink or do, you know, substances or something. But I do feel like that is going to start to be kind of removed from you, and you're going to be moving out of that energy. I feel like in a way you guys have had yourself in that energy for a while, and it's been harder for you to hear from Spirit. But I'm hearing that you guys have a really important calling, and Spirit wants you to talk to them. Spirit wants you to communicate with them and actually check in with them a little bit more. I feel like you guys are very psychically gifted and talented, so it's almost like you guys have been blocking that part of yourself. It could be with drugs or substances, or just this like kind of friend group that you're in, or maybe it's a job with someone who is very difficult and takes a lot of your attention, but there's some kind of situation that has been really taking up the majority of your mental focus, and you haven't really been able to like check in with spirit. In a way, I feel like you've been kind of blocking spirit, to be honest, like on purpose, because maybe you haven't wanted to move out of this phase in your life. Like, I feel like there's some kind of disruptive, chaotic energy around you, which is actually kind of fun seeming. Like, it seems like it's kind of been exciting a little bit. Like, you know how like it's like drama, like when you watch a reality show, like, let's be real, we want to watch a reality show where like two people are fighting and then another group is fighting and there's an argument and like this person stole money from that person and this person like, you know, throws a glass at that person. Like we love that kind of stuff. And so it's interesting to watch, but I think it's been taking up a lot of your mental energy, and that you guys have a lot of potential to come into, but you guys have been very much your energy taken up with this other person and with this like conflict type situation that's been going on. So, yeah, I feel like spirit really wants to talk to you, really wants to like commune with you and get through to you. And you have been surrounded by some like disloyal, dishonest type people. So if there's people in your life that you're like, I just don't know, I have a weird vibe about this person. Like, again, I feel like you guys are naturally psychic. So I feel like maybe you have been blocking that part of yourself. I really do think but you're probably getting little tugs like that you don't want to listen to, that you don't want to hear, but you kind of know it's true. And so these people, I feel you might have a weird vibe to them. You might get like, I don't know. Like you walk in and you're like, were they talking about me? No, I'm being paranoid. Or like, you know, someone tells you like, oh, well, Lauren mentioned you were going to leave school early or something. And you're like, well, why did Lauren tell them that? Like, I thought I mentioned to keep it quiet, but like, well, whatever. It's like this person, whoever you're thinking of in that sense, like they are lying to you. And it's like, yeah, you guys have a very like big potential to accomplish a lot of stuff, and a lot of lucky energy that wants to come in, and a lot of like luck and beautiful stuff that wants to come in. But I think that you've been blocking spirit. So spirit, can you talk to us about their talents? Like, what are their talents, or what makes them special? I feel like you guys are fun. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting, is like fun. That you guys like really like know how to have a good time, kind of. But I think that in a way you need to learn a little bit of discipline, kind of. And then I feel like you guys will be able to come into more of the abundance that you guys are wanting, more of the blessings that you're wanting, once you're a little bit more disciplined. And so these people that you're around are kind of like taking you out of that and keeping you from being disciplined. Can you talk to us about what makes pile 3 special? What makes them special? I feel like I just keep getting this like really fun energy around you, that you guys are like the life of the party, kind of. Like, you guys always have something fun going on. You guys always have something fun or funny to say or witty. I do think you guys are like good communicators, quick communicators, and you know, you guys kind of like know what to say in whatever situation. You're very kind of witty and smart and all of that. But I would love to know, like, so what else is pile 3? What makes them special? We got protecting treasure. I'm hearing that you guys have so much to offer the world, and they want to talk to you like one-on-one, especially. They really want to talk to you one-on-one and have you listen to spirit and have you like connect with them directly. So yeah, that's really important to them. Spirit, can you get me what pile 3 is special at, though? They want you to come into more stillness. I feel like you guys have a little bit of chaotic energy about you, and that kind of prevents you from coming into your blessings and stuff. There is a little bit of chaos, and it's like you guys have so much energy that you bring the world. Like you guys have a very fun, bright, you could have like a Leo or something. You guys have so much brightness, so much like positivity around you. I literally feel like almost like hyper, because I feel like you guys have a great sense of humor and you're jovial and you can make people laugh. I could see you guys being some kind of public figure, but like telling jokes or just really like bringing light to the world, you know, like making people laugh, making people have a good time. That's something you guys are really good at. And so I would like to see you guys move away from some of the negative people in your life into more of like a positive place. And also knowing that like it's okay to be calm. It's okay to not be going a million miles an hour, because I feel like that's sometimes something you guys do, is you've always got like plans going on and stuff going on or whatever. And it's okay to like take a break. It's okay to not be, you know, constantly having something and having to go here and having to go there and doing this and doing that. Like it's okay to be kind of slow things down, take a break, you know, go at your own pace. All of that stuff is totally fine. So I feel like, what else does Spirit have to say? Spirit, can you come through and say it really loudly to me? What is pile 3 good at? I'm hearing that you guys just, you have this really bright light to you. You guys are super fun to the whole world. You guys bring out like this energy. Like I feel like you guys are like the straw that stirs the drink. Like you guys will take a situation that's kind of boring and make it into like the most fun party ever. You guys will take you know, like some information that's really like old, boring, stilted, old, whatever, and make it super interesting, and everyone will be like able to listen and be like, oh, that's really interesting, that's cool, that's exciting. So it's like you guys have this really burning bright light inside of you that I think you share with the world, and that you give with the world, and that really just like bursts out and like sends it out to everyone. Like everyone feels energized by being around you. I literally feel like I just took like 20 shots of coffee at once, just tapping into your energy. So there's so much that you have to give the world. I feel like when people get tired or down, you guys have this kind of relentless energy that you can tap into, and you just like keep going. It really doesn't matter. Like you probably you might have trouble like sleeping and stuff, which we did get a card that relates to like sleeplessness or needing to sleep. So it's like you guys might have trouble sleeping because you guys are so energetic. And I haven't pulled these astro dice for anyone else, but I'm feeling the need to pull it with you guys. So we got the 9th house Sag, and we got Scorpio, and we got Mercury. So again, you guys are really good communicators. I also think I get like a Sag energy. I get like a fiery energy. Like Sag is all about travel. It's about learning. You guys might really like to like travel and learn. I just feel like you guys would be the one to invite to a party. You guys would be like making people like have a great time, or you'd be like the one who like stands up on the table and like turns on the tells them to turn the music up and just makes everyone suddenly start dancing. And I'm getting that might be really important for you guys. It's like music and dancing. Like I feel like for you guys, if you get down in the dumps, it might be a great idea for you guys to have a routine of like dancing around to your favorite songs, or learning like online dance tutorials or something. But I just feel like there's a lot of joy and movement with you. And you guys don't realize that the positive energy that you put out absorbs to everyone else. It really does. It absorbs to so many people. You guys have like a strength to you that you don't realize how much that benefits the world, and how much people need that, because people can get really down in the dumps about whatever's going on in their life. And the fact that you're always so positive and you always have something, some extra morsel of energy to pull from that other people may not have, is what makes you so strong and so amazing. You guys make people feel kind of like anything is possible. And you really bring that like fire energy, that kind of like sun, bright, relentless, like there's a real chance that this could happen type energy. And you guys are also psychic. You guys definitely have a psychic ability that I think sometimes you don't fully tune into. And I think that if you were to tune into that, it would really majorly transform things in your life. You guys have a very potent power within you. You'd be a really good manifester or a really good psychic, just like being able to use the energy and funneling it towards a goal, because not everyone has that excess abundance of energy that you guys have. I feel like you guys may take it for granted, but it's really powerful. People, they chug coffee or they, will drink energy drinks and stuff to get a fraction of the energy that you guys naturally have. And I feel like you guys are generally optimistic and you can tune into that energy whenever you want. And I don't think you realize that this is really bringing something so powerful and beautiful into the world, This is making the world a much better place. The fact that you guys exist in it and the fact that you guys kind of always are willing to try to put yourself out there to move forward. That is so beautiful and so wonderful. And I do feel like Spirit is going to reward you for that, and that it's not even that Spirit is going to reward you, because honestly, you're just so powerful with your manifestation. One of the cards fell. Mountain. So it's like you guys are mountain road. You guys are like that mountain goat, like just always climbing, always putting one step in front of the other. And I just feel like you might not realize that you bring this bright light to any situation. Like I feel like if you were going to show up to like Thanksgiving dinner or something, that people would be like, where's like Laurel or whatever? And then you're like, you might be like 30 minutes late and it's like, no one's having fun until you walk through the door. I'm hearing the party don't stop till I walk in. So I feel like, again, you might think it's like, well, I'm just like a party girl, or I'm just a party boy, or I'm just, I guess I bring, I guess I make jokes once in a while, but like, who cares? It's not like a big deal. It is a big deal. You don't realize, probably because you guys are optimistic, but I don't think you realize how many people are struggling in really dark places, really dealing with so much, really having so much thrown at them. And to see you guys being like bright, happy, and having, making them laugh. Maybe it's the first time they've laughed in like weeks, or days. Maybe it's the first time they've really smiled in days, genuinely smiled, like a real smile that, really touches their soul. That's what you bring out of people. You bring this like brightness. And the thing that you don't realize, because you're used to being in the brightness, is how dark their space was before you came in, wow, and we just got hope. And that's exactly what you guys are, like bringing in this beautiful orb of light and bringing in like this transformative, like I'm seeing like a really dark room and someone like pulls back the curtain and just, throws it open, and suddenly the light pours in and you can see everything. That's like what you guys are like. And people are really drawn to you as a result of it. Whether you realize it or not, you have a very magnetic energy that people pick up on, and people are really just so like grateful for it, and they're drawn to it. They really like can't stay away. You make people feel like it's like a party, even when it's like two people hanging out. It's like, oh, this is so much fun. And so you guys don't realize how much you're bringing to the world. And at first I was getting more of a negative energy, but I feel like while that all might be true what I said, because again, I have to just channel Spirit, but I also feel like that might be an energy. If you're like, well, I don't really have anyone super oppressive in my life or who seems shady, then it's like, I feel like that's what you do for other people, where they're going through these hardships and you bring in like this beautiful, happy energy to them. And I'm feeling like you guys need to be in the world and share your talents and share your jokes and share laughter and bring that out. If you guys have some kind of like a meme page or, some kind of humor thing, I do feel like you guys would do well in the public eye, sharing your sense of humor with the world. Somehow, maybe you guys are like a comedian or something, but I just feel like you guys really make people laugh and bring so much like joy to them. And again, I don't want you, I feel like in our culture sometimes we don't value that as much. You know, we kind of hold up like the brooding, suffering artist who's like depressed, and again, not to make fun of that, because of course that's important too, but you guys are like the opposite, and we don't sometimes value that. Like the comedian who makes everyone smile for the first time in a long time, that changes the world. Like, think of how many people were so sad when Robin Williams passed away, because he meant so much to them, you know? And he, like, so when we put a smile on someone's face that's going through the hardest time in their life, we are literally doing the Lord's work. We're getting so much important karma. And I feel like that's what you guys do. I feel like you guys bring light out of the darkness, and you can really tune into yourself. And even in your dark moments, you can find something to laugh about, find something to make you smile, find something to kind of turn it around, you know, and make it lighthearted and not be like, and this might be because for some of you guys, you went through a lot of hardship, or you went through some real difficulties. And so you know what it's like, and you know that you've been in that really painful energy, and that for you, you don't like to stew in it, because for you went through it, and you were like, when I was stewing in it, it was hard. So I learned to laugh, and I try to bring that to other people. And what I'm hearing is like, it really benefits so many people more than you know. You probably think like, well, who cares about my stupid jokes? Or like, oh my God, I'm always, you know, getting in trouble for joking. And people like, you know, sometimes when you're like the class clown, you're always sent out in this hallway, you know, the principal gets mad at you. So sometimes you actually get punished for being that way. And so you might not have grown up realizing that it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful energy to have. Like, I feel like you just put smiles on people's faces. People, when they're around you, they just automatically feel better. And you have the power to blast out this old energy and bring in the positivity. And that's a really, really, really beautiful thing. So I just want you guys to like hold on to that part of yourself, you know, and don't let it, don't let someone take that away from you, or let someone make you feel like you need to become serious, or you need to grow up, or you're joking too much, you play too much, or something. Like, you know that that's a really beautiful thing. Know that that part of you is a beautiful part that benefits so many people in such a profound way, you know, making someone laugh and changing their energy from, you never know, someone might be so depressed and they haven't smiled, they haven't seen someone else in days. And the way you put a smile on people's faces, and the way you make them realize that like, oh my God, it's not so bad, I didn't know I could laugh, is such a gift to the world. So know that this is like a spiritual gift, and you guys were put on this planet to be this way, that you give a lot of support to other people, and the way you connect to other people. I also feel like you guys are kind of like touchy, maybe. You guys are very like emotive with your friends and stuff. Like, you guys will be the type sometimes to, maybe with your friends, you're the type to kind of like hug them, or to like, you know, just you kind of like being close to people. And I think maybe sometimes you feel like that's a burden, or like people are like, oh, so annoying, or that you're kind of needy or whatever. But what I'm hearing is so many people benefit from that. And this quality of yours of being very sweet to others, being very connected to others, is a really good thing, and so many people benefit from it. But they also really want to talk to you spiritually. You know, you are blocking a little bit of your intuition or your spiritual gifts, and they really want to reach out and speak to you on the astral plane. So you could try meditating or praying or doing things to connect with spirit, because I do feel like they just have a lot to say to you. You know, they have a lot. Like, I do think you guys are doing important work with the way you kind of come in, and it's like someone will get bogged down in like a lot of negative energy. Maybe they're overthinking, maybe they're just depressed or whatever, and you come in and just blast it, you know, just blast it away. Like, I'm seeing, you know, a pressure washer will, like, if you've ever seen videos like that, when there's like caked on dirt and grime, and then the pressure washer comes in and just goes over it once and it's gone. Like, that's like your energy. Like, someone might be like truly depressed, truly upset, truly kind of mired in their own energy, and just down in the dumps, and you come in and bring in positivity, optimism, beauty, and that is really so powerful. And you make people feel loved, which is just a really gorgeous thing. The only thing I think they want you to know is making sure you're getting enough sleep, because I feel like for you, sometimes you guys have so much energy that it can be like too much, and you can kind of burn yourselves out and not actually rest, not actually get the 8 hours a night. And you need to make sure that you're careful about that, and that you're like, even if you have to pop a bunch of melatonin or something, I mean, don't go crazy, but I'm just saying, like, it's okay for you guys to make sure you're getting your sleep in whatever way you have to, and make sure you're getting your rest and you're valuing yourself, because I do think sometimes you give your energy away so much, and it's okay, because you guys are like a generator and you guys will just create more energy. But it's okay sometimes to have a day in, with your own energy, spending time with yourself and kind of checking in, because again, you have a very pure energy, and I do think there might be some dishonest people around you that it might be worth, kind of removing them from your life a little bit. But you guys have such a bright energy that I feel like when you decide to extricate someone, you're able to bring in new energy really quick. You're able to find those friends. You're able to attract people to you like a little firefly, or like a moth to a light at night. Like, people are just really drawn to you. They just really have so much attraction for like the energy you put out. So yeah, I feel like some of you guys have been through the hardship, and that's what has made you realize that it's so important to be positive. It's so important to try to find the positive in a situation and not dwell on the negative, and that like we can choose how we approach a situation. It's not to be delusional and say like, this is fine when your house is burning down around you. But it is important to, try to like keep a smile on our face and wake up in the morning and be grateful for whatever we have, and that energy kind of builds on itself. And I feel like you guys teach that to other people, and you might not even realize like that you are driving out the darkness. There might be people that try to come against you, and I feel like they can't really make a dent in you, because it's almost like you guys are untouchable, because you have such a positive energy, such a positive vibe around you, that it's like, even if someone is trying to do that, they really can't make an impression. They really can't get as far as they may try to. So yeah, there's something really beautiful about that, and really profound. So don't ever let anyone make you feel bad about like you making jokes, or you always having something funny to say. It's like, that's important. You making someone laugh, like, it's funny because they've done a lot of tests on, laughter. And that's why they say laughter is the best medicine, because it's like people who laugh regularly, like, live way longer, their blood pressure is lower, all these things. So it's like, people may make you feel like, oh, so you always have a joke, or like, you never take anything seriously. And it's like, no, it's not that. It's just that I know that I'm not going to dwell on the negative. I'm going to stay positive no matter what. And I'm always going to have something kind of positive or funny to say about it. And so I feel like, yeah, that's something really beautiful. And you don't realize how much you bring to other people and how much you add to their lives, like your presence is really, I keep hearing that song from A$AP Rocky, Peso, in the line where he says, just to kick it is a blessing. And I feel like that's true for you guys, where you really do bring in this positivity for people. And again, I feel like I keep saying this, but a lot of people would say like, well, I just told some jokes, but you probably have no idea how many people you've really helped, and that some of these people may have really been going through dark times, really dark times, dealing with abuse, depression, all this stuff. And you making them laugh, maybe it's the first time they laughed all month. Maybe it's the first time they've actually smiled in days. Maybe they've been by themselves, in their apartment, and then you have like a funny Instagram post or something, or whatever you guys are doing. I do feel like there's this aspect of of you guys maybe having some kind of a public presence in some way. So maybe like an Instagram or a YouTube or doing stand-up or something. But there is some aspect where I feel like you guys would do really well if you had some kind of public position and you were able to, you know, put your jokes out publicly, because yeah, I think the whole world would benefit from having this energy out there. And it's really lovely, and it's really made a positive impact on people. You guys, I think in a way it's like you take all your energy for granted because you're just so used to like doing it and having it, but you don't realize that not everyone does. And it's kind of like, you know, it's funny because the only luminary, so in astrology we talk about the luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, but the only one that actually puts out light is the sun. And then the moon reflects it, and then all the other planets like need it, use it. And that's the thing, is like all the other planets can't be working without the sun, you know? So as important as Pluto and Mercury and Venus and all of them are, they're all super important. But you know, the sun has to put out that light for everything to function. And that's kind of like what you guys do. You keep things running on such like a deep core level. You give people the encouragement that they really need and give people support. I feel like in your life, you are like people's support system, and they really rely on you. And it's a really beautiful type energy. It's a really sweet energy that you guys are giving, where people feel nurtured and taken care of, and also just they're able to laugh, they're able to enjoy themselves, they're able to have fun. So it's really beautiful. And yeah, you guys like drive out the darkness, drive out the evil, drive out the negativity by doing that. And I think that you'll realize only later how much of an impact all those little things you do. Because I feel like you guys are the type to like bake cookies for someone, or to, yeah, like just have jokes ready to go at the water cooler, or, you know, in a conversation, you know what to say that makes people be like, haha, and just laugh. And you think those things are just like no big deal. But what I'm hearing is they're so special. You're the kind of person who can interact with like the cashier, and the cashier's having a really bad day, and you come in, you're like, how are you? Oh, blah, blah, blah. And you tell a little joke, and suddenly the whole cashier's day is completely transformed. So know that that is really spiritually powerful. It's really important. You are getting major karma points for that. And it's just a beautiful blessing to bring to this world. So thank you, Pile 3, for doing that. I love that from you guys, and it's so special, valuable, and important. So please never forget that, and keep valuing yourself. So I will see you guys in the next reading. I really hope this helped. Please let me know if it resonated. I love tuning into your energy. It makes me feel super energized just to tap into it. So it was a pleasure to take a little detour through your energy field. I very much enjoyed it. But make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoyed this video. I will be back very shortly in a few days with another video. So if you want to see more, make sure you are subbed. And I will see you guys in the next reading, sending you so much love and light. Not that you need any light, because you guys are like the luminary, but just sending you an additional amount. So I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye! Hello, my lovely Pile 4. So if you guys picked this beautiful shortcake cookie, this is going to be your reading. I love this. This is probably the one I would eat. I mean, they all look really good, but I love shortbread, so I definitely approve of your choice. But let's get into it. I decided to shuffle live to see, I don't know, I just felt called to. So what is Pile 4's blessing? So we got the 4 of Pentacles. What is Pile 4? What does Pile 4, what makes them special? What makes Pile 4 special? So you guys might be a little bit psychic, I'm getting. What makes Pile 4 special? Yeah, I'm getting kind of that you guys spend a lot of time by yourself, or that you guys are like in your head a little bit, but it's very like kind of creative. What makes Pile 4 special? You guys might be like writers or good communicators somehow. What makes Pile 4 special? What makes Pal 4 special? Can you tell us, Spirit? What makes Pal 4 special? What are the like special talents and stuff? What makes Pal 4 special? So you guys might be kind of, like I said, psychic, intuitive type people. I feel like you guys do spend time on your own, like you guys have a kind of like dreamy energy to you. I'm getting like almost like you guys might be into like cottagecore or something, or you might have dreams of like having a little cottage in the woods or something, is what I'm picking up on, because I feel like that's the energy of like this very kind of peaceful, like intellectual. And we just got rest and rejuvenate. I could definitely see you there, like in the woods, chilling. You guys might have like this very creative side that is all about like you spending time alone in nature and you painting or writing or cooking. But that's kind of the energy I'm getting with you guys, is there's like this very, how do I describe it? Creative, intellectual, peaceful, intuitive. So it could be like a Pisces water sign energy, Libra energy I'm getting. Gemini maybe. Again, I think you guys are really good communicators. Could be even Virgo. But yeah, you guys have a lot of psychic abilities that I think keep you really calm throughout like bad situations. You guys stay really calm. It's like you don't even need to, like I feel like when things get crazy for you, you guys go and just spend time alone. You would just be like, okay, I'm out. And you would just go like, so you might be a Cancer or something, because that's such a Cancer thing to do, or Taurus. But it's like you guys are the type to kind of, I'm hearing unbothered, where it's like something crazy will happen and you just kind of retreat into your dream world a little bit. And what I'm hearing is that that's very powerful. And that is a very powerful place for you to be creating. And so you kind of go into like the astral realm and pull back things to bring into this reality. Like you'll go into the astral realm and rejuvenate yourself, because you'll get stressed out in this world and you'll kind of like dissociate, or not dissociate because that has like a lot of bad implications, but it's like, you know, I love the Lil Peep song. I love Lil Peep. If there's any other Lil Peep fans out there, like please leave it in the comments, because I do love Lil Peep. I wish he was still around making music. So anyway, I love one of his lyrics is passing through a portal while you're sitting in your cubicle. And I think that is so true. Like that sums up this energy so well, where I feel like you guys will be like here in this world, but you're kind of in the other dimension. And especially when something stressful happens, you kind of just are like, okay, I'm going to go into my little dream space, where you kind of have your imagination. You might read a lot of books, or, you know, be very voracious consumers of like certain kinds of content, you know, whether it's like a favorite drama or a favorite series or a favorite whatever. But you guys, you might read like fan fiction, or like just are really into a certain type of art, but you guys go into like that realm, and you're kind of like, that's kind of how you like deal with like the stressful stuff, or with people who are mean or nasty with you. You just kind of keep yourself into that realm a little bit, and keep yourself from taking on like the negativity, you know, because you're here, but you're kind of not. You're kind of there, and you're there, and you're here, but you're there. And so I feel like, I love, it just keeps coming back to me, that passing through a portal while you're sitting in your cubicle. I think that's from Life is Beautiful, his song, which definitely go listen to it if you haven't heard Lil Peep. He's amazing. And I think he's amazing. I guess he has some like more controversial songs or whatever, but I don't know. He's a Pisces sun, Cancer moon, and very like, a lot of his songs are sweet underneath some of the crazy stuff he says. But anyway, so yeah, and let me know if you are a fan of his in the comments. just so I know. I just want to know for my own reasons. But the point is you guys have this very like dreamy quality to you. You might have like Instagram aesthetic pages where you like go and you know, save all the like houses that you like and all the, you know, kind of interior design or whatever, or like just images of things that are really beautiful, you know? So we got between worlds. That sums it up so well. It's like you guys are here, but you guys are in the astral plane. But what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you actually are getting a lot from the astral plane. Like you don't realize it, and you might have always gotten in trouble your whole life for being like dreamy, or for being like, oh my God, why won't you just pay attention in class? And why are you like spaced out when I'm trying to talk to you? But it's because you go into that other dimension and you feel very at home there. We got no place like home. To me, that's like your real home. That's like where you're actually at home, is in that astral plane. And sometimes this real world can be too like harsh for you. You guys might be star seeds or something. I feel like you guys have like an elven quality, or you might have been elves in a past life or something. I don't know. Because I feel like you guys, it's almost like, you know, when they'll show that like a movie of, like, I can't think of the exact movie, but I know this scenario where they'll have like an alien or someone from history, from like another time, and they'll get like transplanted to the current era, like Encino Man. That's the only one I can think of. I know there's a lot of others in this genre, but I do like Encino Man. It's a funny movie, I guess, but kind of like retro 90s vibes. But I feel like in that movie, you know, he was the joke was that they would show him like a cell phone or a phone or whatever, and he'd be like, huh, what is this? I don't know how to use it. Or they'd be like, okay, so you have to go to school, and he'd be like, huh, school what? Like, and so I feel like that's kind of you guys in a way, but only because you guys are used to being on the astral plane, and you guys are used to being in this beautiful like dimension. And so you're like, and now I have to like pay bills and go to school and like pay taxes. Like, what's the tax? Like, you guys are very ethereal and kind of from this other dimension. And some people adjust, like, we're all from another dimension, but there's like levels, you know what I mean? And I feel like you guys were very like attached and rooted in that dimension. And you guys really enjoyed being with your kind of starseed family. Like, you guys might be starseeds or something. And so it's like, for you, it's been a little bit of a tough adjustment. But what I'm hearing is that this is not a bad thing, that you kind of a little bit trip out. And like I keep saying, but it's the perfect line for this, the passing through through a portal while you're sitting in your cubicle. It's okay that you're going to portals. I mean, your teachers might not like it, or your boss might not like it, but you get a lot from that dimension, and you kind of refuel there. Like, when you get stressed out, you will go to these other dimensions and check in spiritually with like your soul tribe. And that's actually not a bad thing. You guys might have been also fairies, as I pull out the fairy deck. Like, I really do feel, I get that energy. And divination, yeah, you guys are really psychic. So you guys might be getting like psychic, or you probably are. I'm sure you are getting psychic downloads from the other dimension. But I feel like you guys, yeah, I said you guys might be fairies, and we got fairy spotting, literally. So it's like, yeah, you guys probably are. Magical gateway. That's what you guys are passing through all the time. You are going into these other dimensions, you know, and what they want you to know is that you guys have help from the other side. Since you guys connect with them so much, like, the thing is, Spirit wants us to connect with them. Like, a lot of people who are closed off from Spirit, they don't realize, and I just said you have protection, and we got protection. So it's like, a lot of people who are closed off from Spirit, they don't realize what they're doing. And the fact is that like Spirit, like God gets lonely. Our team on the other side gets lonely. They want us to talk to them. They want us to commune with them. And you guys already do that. You guys are like, you know, that kid that goes off to college and they're like, see ya, and they don't come back for like a year. And then you have the kid that like comes home every weekend or comes home every month, or is like, hey mom, and calls them on the phone. That's like you guys. You guys are like that person that keeps in touch, whereas like the one who's really good about sending cards and like calling on all the holidays and remembering birthdays. Like, you guys are always checking in with them, and they really appreciate that, is what they're telling me. So they do give you protection, and they are going to give you blessings as a result of this. They feel very connected to you, and they're also able to give you guidance because you guys are always checking in with them. You guys are always like kind of going into that dream world a little bit. I feel like you do this through your dreams, but you also do it in your waking life a lot. And there might be a lot of times when people have called you spacey or been like, hello, are you listening to what I'm saying? Or, you know, been like, oh my God, you're not paying attention again. And while it's important for us to show someone respect in a conversation and like listen to them, you know, and try to be engaged, I want you guys to know that there's nothing wrong with you guys going into these other dimensions, and to a certain extent you can't really help it. It's not like you're trying to be mean and purposefully going to be like, I'm going to tune you out. It's just that you are so at home there that it's kind of like you're constantly going back and forth between worlds. And so yeah, spiritual love. You guys have a lot of spiritual power coming from that. And I feel like they give you gifts as a result of it. They really love the fact that you guys check in with them and that you guys are always making that effort kind of to like, and see, we got wall. That's such a perfect description. I feel like you guys are standing on that wall. Like you guys are standing on top of that and you're kind of like going back and forth, but it's like, it's right there. And it's kind of almost hard for you to stay in one dimension because you're always being pulled back into the astral realm, you know? So you make an effort to stay in this dimension, but it's difficult because you're way more at home in that realm anyway, you know? And yeah, so I do feel like you are going to have a lot of blessings given to you because of that. And they give you direction. Like you guys would probably be the type that you'd be able to avert disaster. And excuse me if anyone has had something really bad happen to them, because I don't mean to, you know, make light of that or say anything, you know, that would make anyone feel bad about that. But I just feel like you guys are the type that would avert disaster. Like, yes, you might have had bad stuff happen to you, but I feel like you guys are the type that if you were about to turn onto a dark alley and something horrible was going to happen to you, you'd get like an indicator of like, let me turn back around. You know what I mean? Or if you guys were in like you just have your guides working so closely to you and you're so tuned in. You are not blocking that part of yourself. You are listening to them. You know, it reminds me of like, for me with my siblings, they literally hate getting advice. And when I try to tell them like, you should do this, they get like super offended. So I've had to like stop doing that. And I'm the opposite. Like for me, I ask advice so much. And for my grandmother, especially, who I really like respect, when she gives me advice, I take it like as if it was like gold that someone gave me. I didn't get a ton of advice from my parents growing up. So when someone gives me advice, I'm like, yes, thank you. And I was thinking the other day that like, I think I benefited so much from that. And I can't really understand. I mean, I get it in theory that someone might be offended if you give them advice because you're like, you're not telling me what to do. But I still can't understand why my siblings get so like mad when my younger siblings, when I am like, hey, you should blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking the other day, I think I benefited so much from the fact that I am very open to advice. And whenever my grandmother wants to like give me some wisdom, I'm all ears. And I really think it benefits all of us to just, you don't have to listen to everything everyone else says. And of course, sometimes people give bad advice or they have bad intentions. But I just think it's like, you guys are way ahead of the crowd because you're always listening to this advice. You're always open. You don't close off your crown chakra or your third eye chakra. You are very much like, I want your help. I'm open to your help. And spirit really loves that because there's a lot of people that run away from spirit, don't want anything to do with spirit, don't try to check in, don't meditate, don't have any spiritual practices. And so it's like, you know, the fact that you are so willing to listen to them and to access them, it means a lot to them, and they're very grateful and they're very thrilled and pleased with you that you are willing to listen. Can you tell us anything else about what makes pile 4 special? The shortbread cookie? What makes pile 4 special? Goddess of the moon. That sums it up so perfectly. You guys are, like I said, you guys might be Cancer, and I really get that. Like, you guys might have some Cancer or just in general some water sign about you. I don't know, you know, it could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, but you guys definitely have so many psychic abilities, and I feel like because of that, you're able to kind of straddle both directions. I also feel like for you, going into nature is probably important and beneficial. If you can get into nature, that's really great. If you live in an urban center and you're like, I just can't, I can't go for a stroll in the woods, like it would take me hours to get out there, or, I'd have to take public transit, or it would just be a hassle. Like, don't worry about it. I also feel like you guys go into your dream state when you look at like aesthetic photos. So again, a lot of you guys might have like Instagram pages that you follow that, post images. I keep seeing like cottagecore stuff. So like fairies, or, aesthetic photos of like a cottage in the woods or something like that. I feel like that's something you guys would be interested in and follow. And I feel like you guys get a lot from those pages. So if that's something you do and you're kind of like, why am I keeping this Instagram page? Like, this is, why do I spend so much time like going through photos or whatever? It is benefiting you, and it is for a reason. So don't feel like you should stop that or like it's a waste of your time, because it's really not. And you kind of go into those dimensions and your imagination turns on, and it's a very powerful thing for you. So when you guys go to those dreamy, imaginative places, don't feel, like there's something wrong with it. A lot of times people who do that or have the gift of psychic abilities will kind of like tune out in a conversation. And I know for me personally, I used to get in trouble with that a lot growing up, or people would be like, you're not paying attention, or I would be like just staring out the window during like math class instead of paying attention, But for me, I was getting a lot of downloads from the psychic realm, and I benefited a lot from that. And when things would get really tough for me in this world, like if I was dealing with a lot of stress, or there was a teacher who was really mean, or family situations, or friends, or whatever, I would be able to go into those other dimensions and kind of check in there, feel better there, and not feel like the weight of the world coming down around me. I would go visit my soul family, soul tribe, and get rejuvenation there. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so close to them now. And like I talk to my spirit guides all the time, and I feel all my ancestors. And I've had like psychics tell me like, oh my God, you have such a big team over there. And it's like, yeah, because I'm always visiting. They can't get rid of me. They're always like, they're like, get out of here. Like you're always around. But I'm just joking. But it's like, that's the thing, is like the more, it's like any relationship, the more you cultivate it, the more you talk to them, hang out with them, chat with them, like ask them about their day, be like, oh, this happened, just the more strong that relationship is. And you guys do a really good job of maintaining that relationship and being in that kind of dreamy place. And if some of you are like, well, I don't talk to you don't have to be directly talking to them, although you can, but it's just you going into that kind of dream space, and kind of like it's like an energy of like trancing out a little and going into your imagination and stuff. That is kind of visiting that dimension. You know what I mean? That's why like Neptune rules psychic abilities and creativity. It's not a coincidence. It's not just like they were like, we ran out of planets, let's just throw them both in the same pool. I don't know if you guys can hear that plane, but I think it passed. But anyway, sorry if it was loud. But the point is you guys, when you're using your imagination, you are using that same part of your brain, the psychic ability, Neptunian, and so don't, if you guys are writing, or you guys maybe are writing fan fiction, or writing songs, or writing a book, or writing whatever, or you have a really aesthetic Instagram, or you do like a fashion Instagram where you're trying out all these different fits, but you're trying to be imaginative, and you're being very dreamy, and it makes you feel dreamy, and it kind of transports you. Those are all beautiful, good things, and that is a gift. And I feel like it will also inspire other people, because not everyone can as easily access those other dimensions. We all have unique gifts on this planet, but some people are more rooted on this planet. Some people are more, maybe they don't have the same psychic gifts that you do, and they're not able to just hop into another dimension. And so for those people, you can transport them. You know what I mean? Like, think of how many people that are probably very unimaginative in their lives got transported by reading like the Harry Potter books, and it brought them into like this new world that they had never imagined, So it's like, that is a gift that if someone doesn't have it, you can give it to them, and that's something I think you guys can really share with the world. You guys do have this ability to really transcend and to really access other, parts of this universe. And that's a beautiful thing. And you guys should be very like grateful, happy with that, because it really is wonderful. I want to spin the astro dice for you guys because I didn't spin it for the first 2 decks, but I did for the last, and I want to get what it says. What are pile 4 shortbread spiritual gifts? So we got the 11th house, we got Leo, and we got the nodes. So the nodes talk about destiny. And I do feel like this is like a destiny thing for you guys. Like you guys have this beautiful destiny that involves using this. So maybe you're going to go into a creative field, or you're going to write something, or have something on the side, or a photography page, or maybe just being into these subjects that you're into. Like maybe you have a certain type of aesthetic page that you follow on Instagram. I mentioned cottagecore, but it could be something else. It could be a million different little subgenres, but maybe there's something you follow like that. And I feel like that will lead you to your cause. I'm seeing like, I follow this lady on YouTube. I can't remember her name. It's something like Bakes, but I think she's from Japan. She's from Asia, I know. And she does these like ASMR baking videos. Maybe if anyone knows it, they can post it in the comments. But she is so amazing, and like it's so relaxing to watch her videos. And I don't bake really, but I just watch her videos and like just kind of relax. And that's the thing that I'm saying is like, you never really know what your content or what you're putting out or what you're interested in is going to do for someone else. We can never really say that. So you might think, like, she could have said, well, I'm just baking. Who would care about that? And who would want ASMR of that? But people love it, and I get so much, and I watch that and I'm just like, and I feel so at peace. And so that's the thing, is I feel like this imaginative psychic streak you guys have is going to lead you down a path to really bringing that in for other people and bringing them into your world and kind of helping them get out of this 1D, dimension where they're bogged down by stress and taxes and work and whatever. And you having this magical quality that you do is going to let them know that like there are other things, and maybe I can tap into this positive energy and not be so rooted in all the 1,000,001 things I have to do. 11th house is Uranus, and that is really the planet of like unexpected, kind of out of left field. It is of aliens as well, so you guys might be starseeds. But yeah, so I feel like you guys, it's also of technology. So you guys might have I do feel like you guys have a connection to technology, whether all of us obviously have to use technology. If you're watching YouTube, you're watching it on some kind of technology. So we all use it, but I feel like you guys definitely like kind of use your laptop or your phone or something to check certain like websites that are on this kind of same kick. Like, whether you, like I said, write fan fiction or check an Instagram page or are part of a fandom. But I feel like you guys are using technology a little bit to like check into that, and that's awesome. That's part of it. And then Leo is ruled by the sun, which is all about positive energy. So I do feel like you guys bring, this brings a lot of positive energy into your life and your creative side. Like, not everyone is creative. Everyone thinks it's really cool when like Rihanna, wears her like really creative outfits and is kind of doing something really unexpected. Everyone thinks that's super cool. But the thing is that, if it was just a random person on the street who wasn't Rihanna, they would probably be like, oh my God, that's way too much. You're doing so much. Wow, you look weird, And so the thing is that a lot of times, like when you're a creative person, you get pushback, and I know it's really difficult, but just know that that part of you is very sacred, is very beautiful, and is going to lead you into your blessings. And it brings a lot for other people. Like, they are also inspired by seeing you sometimes like brush off like the constraints of, society or whatever, or like convention, and that you kind of check into that realm and somewhat like do your own thing and kind of march to the beat of your own drum. And you are channeling like this other dimension. And we didn't talk about it, but you guys have this deep knowing from that side of yourself. You guys are able to just know a situation. And that's a beautiful gift of information that you're getting from the other side. But I do think like not everyone is creative. Like people, a lot of people like to be creative in theory, but the actual reality of being creative is that you get judgment. You get people who are like, what are you doing? Or who do you think you are? Why would you dress like that? Or why would you say that? Or you're not paying attention. But the fact is that what you're doing is very special. And a lot of times people won't realize that until the payoff, until you start making money and until you start getting the respect. And then like with the Rihanna example, then everyone will jump on board and be like, I love it. But when you're the first to do it, a lot of times there's a ton of pushback. When you haven't seen the payoff and you're just that random person dressing unconventionally, or having an Instagram page and you just started it and no one's really paying attention, maybe you'll look a little crazy. Like, why am I doing all this? But I feel like you guys, this is going to bring you guys into a blessing. And it's like that part of yourself is very special. And don't let anyone, teach you to devalue it, or that it's not important, or that like, oh my God, you're always doing so much with this, or like, why do you have to pay attention to this, or why do you have to follow that? It's like, just let it like roll off you, don't let that affect you, because know that what you're doing is very special. It's very holy in a way, because you are connecting with these other dimensions, and your guides and your team on the other side is just very happy with you, and they want you to know that. They are very pleased with everything you're doing, and the fact that you guys are checking in with them makes them really happy. So they are going to bless you more. You guys just have such a like deeply creative kind of side, and such a beautiful way of accessing other realms. And so even though you guys might get called spacey or space cadets, or you guys might seem like you are sometimes outside of the box, that's okay, because people don't need to get it. You know what I mean? A lot of times people don't get it until they get it, until finally everyone else approves, and that's when they'll finally get it. But whatever you guys are working on, I think it seems really promising, and that you guys are bringing in this extra light to the world, so don't be afraid of being different. Don't be afraid of doing something that other people might not understand or might not get it, because know that you are channeling information from another dimension, and you're working on a different plane than them. So they're really not supposed to get it. If they're rooted in this world, that's totally cool and nothing against them. But you're supposed to be that channel that brings in this other energy, and you're supposed to be that person that kind of steps both feet in each dimension, and has like a way of looking at the world that's unconventional. That's a good thing. That's a compliment. So don't let anyone make you feel bad about it, or make you feel like you need to like buckle down and, start doing accounting or something. I don't know. But like, I mean, if you are an accountant, totally cool. What if you do this as just a side, a side thing, and you have a very traditional 9-to-5 job, that's totally fine. But I just think this part of you is very sacred, and you should honor it. And if someone tries to kind of talk you out of it, like, just don't listen, because they don't know what you're getting, and you're getting more downloads. So you're smarter than them no matter what they're saying, if that makes sense. But I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated, or if you are a Lil Peep fan, because I do love Lil Peep and I wish he was still around. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next reading. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications, and I will be back very shortly. Post every few days, so if you want to see more, make sure you're subbed. But I am sending you guys so much light and love, and I love cottagecore too, so we're vibing if you guys are into that. But whatever you're into, that's cool. But I will see you guys in the next reading. Love and light. Bye.